Hello again, Taylor County. We're here today with Brenda Thompson, who's running as the incumbent of the at-large for City Council. Brenda, thanks for joining us on the program.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. Hey, to start things off, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your campaign?
Okay, well, myself, I've lived in Grafton 25 years. I came here with my job at Brenda County Correctional Center, and I learned very quickly to love Grafton, to love its people, and I'm a homeowner, and I'm here to stay. And my campaign is simply to continue what we've started. I think the last 4 years, the city has been very productive. You can just walk downtown and see some of the things we've done. And I want to continue what we've done, or continue what we're doing. There's several things on the table that we're in process, and I'd like to be a part of finishing them.
Great. Can you tell us, just for folks at home, a little bit about the role of being on council? What is it? What does that role look like?
Well, it's strange. It's not like people, I think, confuse a little bit about you're on council, you're in charge of everything, and we're not. The council has 4 major employees. The city manager, the city finance clerk, director, the city judge, and the city attorney. And they do they do a lot of the work, but then all the ordinances, all that kind of stuff comes before us, and it's our job to see that ordinances are created that help the city, or in a positive way, or if there's something negative going on, maybe you have to write an ordinance to remove that. But we are more or less, I think, an oversight body in some respects.
Okay, that makes sense. If you're fortunate enough to be reelected, what is your number one priority, and how would you like to see the legacy of Brenda Thompson, council? How would you like to see that play out?
Okay, right now I think the number one, I've always felt like the number one priority was our people. I have said this many, many times. City of Grafton has the best employees in the state of West Virginia. I would like to see us through some new initiatives I'll talk about later, home rule and so forth. We're going to have a little bit more money in the coffers. I'd like to see our employees paid well, paid a living wage. I want to see our firemen and policemen have competitive wages. And I really would like to be remembered as the councilman of the employees.
Okay. Makes sense. How can you, and I want to be careful, as I've done with every candidate, I want to be careful not to look like what we see on the national level is just embarrassing, but how do you distinguish yourself from others, either on the council or your competitors at this point?
Well, the way I am just anywhere in the world that you meet Brenda Thompson, you meet this woman right here. I'm no different in the city council chambers than I am at the church on Sunday, or I am down at First Friday listening to a band. And I try to stay true to myself and true to what the people will come to me, of course, and they'll say, Brenda, this. And I try to be true to what I was raised to believe and what I have learned to believe is correct, and I try to listen to the input of the people who I'm representing.
What do you see as the biggest challenge facing the city or us as a populace coming forward?
I think a lot of it is finance, and that's for an example, this city, like every other city, has an ancient infrastructure. And you fix one water leak, and another one pops up. Sewer systems always need to be updated. Streets need to be paved. And none of that is cheap. All of it's expensive. So I think creative ways, and we can throw away any hope of getting federal or state funds, just forget that ever happened. So we need to be creative with how we raise revenue, and we need to be creative with how we spend our money. We're blessed with a finance director who is very good at watching every penny, and I'm the same way. I'm not one that's going to vote to buy trivial things. So I think it's important how we spend our money.
Yeah, makes sense. So you mentioned money, and earlier you mentioned about home rule. One of the questions that there were several questions we got around for this role when we posed out to the people of Taylor County. What do you want to ask the city council? That kept coming up. What is home rule? What does it give us? What are the drawbacks, the benefits? Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, a little bit. Home rule is a pilot project that was started a few years ago, and it started with I think 4 cities, and then each year it increased, and we were allowed into the program a year ago. That allows, and this is very simplistic, but it allows the city to tweak, if you will, or adapt a state code to make it more user-friendly to the city. And I'll give you one or maybe 2 examples. One example is, by state code, the minimum age to hire a policeman is 40 years old. Well, now when you stand by that level, you rule out a large population of especially retired military. So you have a 41-year-old man retired from the military, 20 years and an MP, and we can't even look at him. So we are in the process of passing an ordinance through home rule to raise the minimum age to 45. It's going to increase our pool. It's going to increase the pool with trained people. So that I see as a real positive thing. Another thing we're going to do is, as I told you, ways to create revenue. We are going to institute a 1%, this we can do through home rule, a 1% sales tax. And in that process, one of the rules they require us is then to reduce or eliminate B&O tax. So in some cases, it all depends on your net gains. Your B&O tax is either going to be totally eliminated or substantially less. And then the 1% sales tax is dedicated to improving our sidewalks, which we all know is vital, and to tearing down dilapidated houses. If I hear one complaint more than anything is get those houses down. So I'm sure that through the years to come we will add different initiatives through home rule. But it's also one of those things you don't want to just go in and try to shop like it's a bargain store. You know, you need to think each issue through and see how much it's going to benefit us. But those 2 issues alone, I think, you're going to see your sidewalks fixed. I think you're going to see these buildings go down, and I think you're going to see maybe a little bit older police force, but you're going to see a trained, established police force.
There's some good examples. Yeah, home rule, as we've discussed on the program, it's so new. There's a lot of opportunity, and I think that's, taking a measure of control is probably wise. But
thank you.
Great. Well, Brenda, I appreciate you being on the program. As a custom we always do, we give you the last word. What is it you want to tell the people of Grafton?
Well, I want to tell the people of Grafton it's been an honor to serve for 4 years. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I was a state employee a long time, which meant I couldn't do it. So, not the first time, the second time this position was open, I felt it was my time. And I ran not against anybody. I ran saying, this is me and this is my time. I feel like I've served you well, and I think I have more to offer the city. And I love the city, and I'm proud of the work we've done. I'll stand behind any work we've done. I'm proud of it. I want to work with you to make Grafton better, and I would honor your vote on Election Day.
Thompson, good luck. Thank you again.
Thank you.